All right, do your starting speech.
Hey, there we are. Now we're live. I don't want to. I mean, shh. Yeah, no.
So you know what happens when a train goes off the rails? What's about to happen in this video? It's going to be a train wreck.
Oh, that's not fair. I cut out all the bad shots. That's the point. So, as I mentioned the other day, they laid out the Billy Hardwick PBA shot. They're getting ready to have a PBA 50 event at Hilltop. And I got to play on that pattern for a while when nobody else did. And it was interesting. I'm not used to a 40-foot pattern. So...
And for the people who are not giant into bowling, what is the normal pattern that you're used to?
I am used to a 36-foot flared pattern. Unfortunately, after a 10-year break and just getting back into bowling, 10, 15, 15.
Probably closer to 15.
Yeah. Yeah, the newer patterns have changed. The oils changed. A lot of technology's changed. The balls have changed. Rules. USB-C's taken over everything. So there's a learning curve.
Inside of balls.
Yeah. But they did counter
a weight block.
They did counteract that by allowing you to have more side weight on the ball. And the asymmetrical cores have gotten just beautiful. Let's see. For this one, I am throwing a combination of the Motive Jackal Ghost and we will do.
The names have got so intricate. I remember when it was just like Purple Quantum, Black Zone.
What is that? It's a hammer and it's black. Well, what is it? It's a hammer and it's black.
I mean...
Well, the other one I'm throwing is the Motive Revolt, but specifically it's the Revolt Vengeance, because there is a difference in the two balls.
So what you're saying is now ball names actually have a first, middle, and last name?
Correct. Actually, I want to say specifically with the Motive Revolt, I think they've got the Revolt Havoc, the Covert Revolt, and then the Revolt Vengeance. So they've got like 3 different ones. Because, that's easier than just naming a new ball.
Yeah.
But hey, I mean, it is what it is, I guess. We're not going to go into how sad I am that Quantum is gone. That, again, it just hurts on the cockles of my heart.
I have nothing bad to say about the Quantum.
You really enjoyed my purple one and my double helix.
I did win state with it.
Yeah.
Technically, you won state, or your ball did, so there's that.
Oh, my double helix won youth state. And at least doubles and singles. Apparently, I can't perform in front of an audience applies to both team events and, public anything.
It was singles I won. I couldn't use my zone on those lanes. That's state. Could not get enough hook out of it.
I don't know if you look at that one. I got plenty of hook on that ball.
I kind of snapped in at the end.
Yeah. It's a really long pattern, but it's very forgiving. Very slick. Oh yeah, very slick on the front end. Real high oil quantities up there. My first shot on that lane. I went to throw my normal shot, put the ball down, swung it out to the second arrow, and my ball ended up in the gutter. Because it hit the second arrow, and it just kept going.
And you refused to put that into the video for me to comment and laugh about.
Absolutely. Though I'm sure I have it recorded.
Can always add a bloopers video.
Yes. There you go. There you go. And, oh, look at that. They all fell down and went boom. Yeah. This, I liked the pattern. I really did. Once I found the shot, I was forced to move almost 10 boards in.
Ouch.
Yeah.
It's got a nice snap at the end. I'll give it that.
It does. That's that jackal. That's the jackal ghost, which is the purple and black. The regular jackal is a bright red ball, bright red and black. But that
Why
jackal
do I feel
ghost,
like a jackal is talking to me right now? Oh, it's the icon. That's what it is.
Yes. Yeah, that's actually, it's a very smooth.
You got kind of lucky on that one. You got some good pin movement.
Oh, yeah, there's a couple of 9 pins and 10 pins in here. Came up high on the pocket. Like that one.
Oh, yeah, that was a solid.
Oh, yeah. I went, that ball traveled right through the pocket, right out of the back end.
Yeah, hit a little bit high there.
Now, honestly, on that one, that 10 pin is not.
I thought that was going to be a hook. I thought that was going to go in the gutter for a second.
I was worried on that one. I mean, we're probably about 15 feet down the lane right there, maybe 20. So a third of the way down the lane, and it's just hitting the middle, and it
got close.
I like to play that outside. I don't like to play the outside that late on the lane because then you get, and you can see it on the approach angle there, that we're going to come up high on that head pin.
Yeah.
The ball's going to push through the 1 back into the 2, and the pins are just going to go right around the 10. And no, I absolutely did not record an attempt at a spare on that. Was not even going to try a 10 pin on that.
Flatten your wrist.
A lot. I mean, a whole lot. Yeah. That was a lot of pin action. Oh, that one was a lot of pin action.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was a lot of pin action.
I'm curious how the guy 2 lanes over got a strike hitting the head pin that high.
Yeah. Yeah, you get a lot of that. Now, I want to say by this point, I've actually switched balls and gone from the Jackal over to the Revolt.
That had some nice spin action on it.
Oh, yeah.
Had that 10 stayed, it'd have probably fell with that messenger that came across.
Oh, yeah. That both of these motives just, they hammer through that pocket.
Oh, and there you go. Touching the outside and leaving a 10. Your favorite
and there's
pin.
a little cameo by the head mechanic popping out there in the back.
That wasn't a cameo. That was a ghost. He just disappeared. Oh, not enough on it. That one.
No. Again, came in at the wrong entry angle, but that's because the exit angle was wrong. Now, if you notice, I've changed balls here.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm playing further on the inside.
Yeah,
put my
more straight shot.
Just not as big of an exit angle coming off my hand. So you notice it's going to roll out, Still hits real late, but watch the snap on this ball coming back into the pocket. That direction change is massive.
So I'm assuming with that much oil on the thing, you're pushing it through so much oil, and then when it did catch, it just popped right in.
Oh yeah, the back ends were bone dry, which I absolutely love. Which is going to require you to have rev on the ball. Otherwise, it's going to slide in the front. If you throw it too slow, it's going to hit that back end with rotation on it, and it's just going to go. Now, in this instance, I actually changed balls. That's going to be the Revolt Vengeance there. That ball is a lot more snappy. The direction change is much more sudden compared to the Jackal.
I mean, the pin should understand if the 10 stays up 3 times, you're going to get vengeant about it.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. What do we do here?
This shot seems to be working pretty well for you.
Yeah.
Keeping it in a little bit more, letting it slide more to the end and just snap in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it took a little while to find that shot. But once I found it, oh, man, I think I rattled off. Just because, again, this is practice. And practice is about trying different things, seeing what works, what doesn't, making those adjustments, the stuff you don't want to do during a game because you're worried about your score. And this is practice.
Yeah. Did you try a down and in on this or at all, or no?
I did. Hold on 1 second here. Sorry about that. So I did do a down and in on this. I did not apparently include it in this video. This one does not seem to have my other ball in it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And it's not...
Got out a bit on that one. Oh, I think you got a little lucky on that.
I did. That was a real weak pocket shot. Yeah, you see that the snap in the back.
That was much better line.
The direction change in that was so, because that's going straight out towards the 610 at the moment. And that'd be a beautiful 610 spare if I didn't rev the ball as much as I do. But, that thing just, it hit the back end and would grab. And honestly, I love this shot. I did. I absolutely loved playing this shot. And yeah, once I found that line moving over, there it is.
That looked beautiful.
Okay. See, I thought I had captured that. That is an old, now retired Brunswick Inferno. I think I've had that ball. The last league I can remember bowling in was a work league 13, 14 years ago. And it was old enough that before I could bowl with it, I actually had to have the weight block out of the side plugged and filled, as it is no longer legal to have per USBC guidelines.
So with the weight block gone, does that make it? How did that affect the amount of movement with the ball?
So this ball is drilled for a lot of top weight. So it's actually drilled specifically to roll down and hook in late. Okay. The weight block that was in there added a lot of side weight to it. Well, a lot. A little. It was about the size of a normal finger hole prior to putting an insert in it. So not horribly large, but it was still a decent amount of side weight that had been removed from the ball to help the rotation and the movement. On a straight down and in shot, really did not have that much effect on the ball. If I try to rev it up and throw it from the left like I'm throwing the either of the motives, the odds are you're going to hit around the 3-6. You're not going to come back near the pocket. The ball's just not going to grab in time. And if it does, it's just not going to have enough movement and enough time to come back.
Could make a decent 10 spare ball.
Actually, I do use it for my 610s, and pretty much anything past the 3-pin on the right side, I'll use it. And I mean, that is straight down second arrow, pushed out a little bit towards the first arrow. I mean, that ball does not move a whole lot. Wasn't drilled for it, wasn't designed for it. See, there's another shot with it.
Solid 10.
Oh, yeah.
I like those.
Love them. But that was back to the
I noticed
jackal.
That Brunswick is not moving that much. I think you said it was a Brunswick.
Yeah, that's an older Brunswick ball. Now I do still have somewhere.
Okay, how did the 7 move to the 10? Did we skip a shot somehow?
Where's that?
That's a 7. Now let it play right after the 7.
Man, that was a nice
now
shot.
It's a 10.
I'm not 100% certain how that happened.
Who's editing your videos? Oh, yeah, you are.
I didn't say I was good at it. See, I'm good at what I do out there. I used to be pretty good at this whole computer thing. I don't know what happened. Yep, and there's our mechanic making another appearance.
Yep.
Yeah, good guy. He actually laid out the pattern.
Where did the video go?
It ended.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
black screen's better than a blue screen.
Isn't that the truth? Yeah, I mean, that was literally a practice game designed for just getting to play around on the pattern that I'd never really thrown on.
Now, if you really want to see something funny, tune in next week, and he may have video of me bowling.
Yeah, that is the plan. We're going to capture some more images. I've got...
it's going to be so bad. Expect some Brooklyn strikes, because apparently I don't know how to hit the right side of the pocket anymore since I'm old.
You are. You are so incredibly old.
Hey, you're pushing 40 yourself.
Shh. No. Nope, I'm backing up. I'm aging backwards.
Hey, you know my sister is still 29, right?
Yep.
She's 10 years older than me and 29. I don't get it, but you know.
Yeah. Well, my mother's only 35. I get it.
There you go.
And let's see. I actually have 1 second here. That was listed as game 2. That is not the one we're looking for here. something I've been working on and trying to put together, but video editing isn't really my thing.
Well, you know.
So we were working on
I remember him when he was up to my knee.
Yep. After league Saturday morning, a couple of the kids decided to stick around, and there I am over there on the far side playing around with them. A couple of the kids decided they wanted to stick around and go one-on-one with each other for a little while. They're taking a break. The high school bowling team, which is actually 4 of those kids right there, is going to start practicing soon. Still not sure how I got wrangled into coaching that, but you know, parenting. And as you can see, Seth right here, this was actually a really fun matchup between these two. So stepping up on the left right here, this kid has brought his average up 70 pins in the last 3 months.
Damn. That's good.
He was not averaging 100. And he's pushing up 160, 170.
Looks like he's shooting it down and in.
He is shooting very much down that second arrow right into the pocket.
Yep.
He has a very basic and simplistic shot. He's still working on his consistency. He will, from time to time, start to lose that form. And when that happens, of course, you know, his scores start to drop. He doesn't hit his mark. The ball doesn't move as well. His release will falter a little bit. But again, he hasn't been bowling very long, and he's brought himself up to the 160-ish range.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the reasons I record this is I just noticed an issue with his approach right here that we'll have to address.
Yeah.
All right, come on, buddy. Show us your steps. 1, 2.
Not really liking that huge final step. No slide, just...
I'm okay with the lack of slide.
Yeah, but I mean, he just kind of baby step, jump.
Yeah, that was a really large step across his own body.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll have to put some work in on that one. See if he does it again over here. And jump ahead a little bit. Oh, we jumped too far.
Yeah, a little bit too far.
Nice kid. He's a senior. Yeah, he did it again, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't think it was as bad on that side as it was on the other.
Camera angle makes it hard to tell. Now
And the camera, I don't know, through StreamYard, it's a little bit blurry in and out.
Yeah, it might be. Internet connection here is not great. That's my boy stepping up on 16. And his focus the next couple of weeks is going to be that final step and release. After sitting and watching some of the videos, he realized his forward swing timing was
a little bit off.
Badly off. He's dropping the ball a little late. He's got 3 steps in on a 5-step approach before he even releases the ball on a downward swing. So by the time he takes his last step in his slide, the ball is still well behind his body.
Yeah.
So he's going to focus and work on that. But by the end of this day, right here, he did average 215. So not so easy to criticize that one.
Even a non-perfect shot, if done consistently, but there's always room for improvement. So.
Oh, absolutely. Which is what they're aiming for. They made regionals last year. They want to make state. Yeah, they made regionals. They want to go further, though. So,
yeah.
Technically, we can't actually have any meetings yet. We can't have any official meetings or anything yet.
Yep.
Well, this is just them playing around, and they've got, they've got their own stuff that they're working on. And Seth and I are going to bowl together anytime we can. So I'll show you an interesting one because I know you had mentioned you're not horribly familiar with it. See if I can get to the right point. Might have gone too far there. So, one thing I have decided has gotten better since I was a teenager. It's amazing how well audio plays through headphones when it's not a Discman in your back pocket and every time you step, it skips.
Yeah.
Now, of course, we've had the ball view on mine. Well, here's actually an approach shot.
That's an approach shot and half. Let's see if I can trip the person behind me.
Well, he shouldn't be on the approach next to me. I can't get down as far as I used to. Well, I can. I just can't get back up. The bowler stepping up on the right-hand side of the image is a sophomore, actually. I believe he started his junior year, so he's still got some time. It's a lefty, which gives his own issues on that. But watch his shot.
Yeah, he shoots the new two-finger.
Oh, two-handed.
Yeah, two-handed, two-finger.
It's...
Still don't really understand it, but I've been out of bowling for way too long.
Let's see. I want to say in this matchup,
it looks like that would be a really taxing shot on the body after a while. Is kind of my only real.
That's what I'd
complaint of it.
That's what I'd assume as well. I mean, it's a whole lot of energy expanded. This was the first time this particular kid had come to bowl on Saturday mornings, and he has never had a coach.
Okay.
Has never, he's bowled a couple of times. He's kind of figured out what he's doing and what he wants to do. He averaged about a 175 for the day. So not a bad starting point. None of his equipment is legal yet. Everything he's throwing has a thumb hole, and he does not put his thumb in the ball.
Ah.
Yeah. He's got some form issues, but it's coming along. Now, surprisingly, Jaden over here in the pink shirt, he has all three fingers in that ball.
Mm-hmm.
After spending part of last season working on throwing a three-fingered shot, he decided that he liked the consistency of it. He liked the control, but he really, really enjoyed, the big, massive, pretty hook. and the speed behind throwing that 2-fingered ball. So he went with that. And he has managed, to really turn that up. His average has gone up quite a bit. And he has got some form issues.
Yeah.
He can't quite get that release down, leaves him a little jumpy, which means he can't quite hit his spot consistently. And consistency is the key. But again, this is practice, and this is what practice is for. Practice is to see these things, figure that out. And you can't do that if you're focused on what you're scoring.
Yeah. The main difference from when we were bowling, though, is just the amount of technology nowadays that you have towards, like we were having to just kind of listening, oh, you're doing this, and trying to adjust without really being able to see it when we were bowling.
I would have killed. I would have killed to have this level of technology in our pocket.
Yeah.
So this is a combination, and of course, from this angle, you can see the camera that I was filming from the front with. And the camera that we're looking at here is honestly a tablet. Nothing particularly high.
The good thing is, thank God we didn't have that, because I know you would have been trying to figure out a way to hit the camera on the way to strike on the other lane when we were kids.
No. No, I wouldn't have hurt the camera. I wouldn't have hurt the camera. I would have tried to figure out a way to throw the ball behind the camera, though. So, if you watch this one, this is what Jaden's 3-fingered, 2-handed shot looks like.
Oh, okay. Let's see. That is a hell of a hook. I will give it that.
And that's not even a large hook for him.
Yeah.
He tempered that down. See if I can get it in the right spot. Oh, Lord. That was a real nice 1, 2, 4, 10 attempt over on the left. Come on, where'd it go? And then we went from not far enough to too far. Yeah, is that it over there?
Looks like it had a sleeper behind it.
There it goes. And that is, I don't remember off the top of my head which ball he was throwing there. That ball is not a heavy reactive, low grit cover stock.
Mm-hmm.
And that the kid can get some massive hook out of some real basic balls. The consistency is...
Ouch. I feel bad for that guy.
Yeah. Hey there, Adrian.
Hello.
Yep, that's actually Seth's ball right there.
Ah.
Yeah, that was Seth's that just went down the lane. That's his spare ball. He's building up quite a little arsenal, sitting actually about 5 feet away from me at the moment. And he did just get he inherited a new ball. he inherited a new ball, as I have room in my bag for 4. And I don't want to carry 4 balls. So I actually gave him a Pyramid Blood Moon Rising. He tried to will that ball to the Brooklyn side, but he missed his mark.
Yeah. Paid for it, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he won that. Actually, I don't know if he won that matchup. He actually did not. He lost that 176-188. He was not having a great day. Here we go. Yeah, that thing just kind of moves. I really like that ball. And there you go. It's fun to watch. It is real fun to watch the way he makes that ball move. Consistency, like I said, is key. That's what practice is for, though. You got to remember when you practice not to get down on yourself if things don't go right. The ball's not moving right. You're not hitting the pocket. That's not what practice is about. It's not a bad thing if you're doing it, but that's not what it's for. That's not what practice is intended on. There we go. That's one of our newer guys. And you can see that when I talked about his the more jerky motion in his release. Oh, I need a skip forward 5 seconds button.
Yeah.
Let me just take a look here. There it is. Yeah, you see how far over that leg he's finishing?
Yeah.
He's very, very arched forward. He doesn't have a slide. He just kind of plants that foot. And that forward momentum just kind of carries him, which makes it real hard for him to consistently hit his mark.
Yeah.
No, he got his mark there.
Yeah, he got it out far enough.
He did.
He said he's throwing 2 fingers, so it's going to have a little bit more snap on the end due to that.
Yeah, he's throwing a 2-fingered shot similar to Jaden, but when he started the day, he was trying to throw my style of line. So real far from the left, putting the ball down around the 8 board and swinging out to the 5. And the ball wouldn't come back far enough.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need to. I mean, you don't need to throw that, especially if you can't control it. So let's work on what you can control. Now on the right, we're going to have our lefty again. And
it's a nice looking shot. I give it that.
Isn't it? I mean, that thing is so snappy. It just goes.
I'm just too old to throw that hard of a hook anymore.
The only time you ever threw that big of a hook, you threw the ball at like 4 miles an hour.
Well, I don't think the balls had some of this stuff. The stuff we were throwing was not crazy high.
No, we threw a lot of symmetrical cores.
Yeah.
I mean, there was that purple rhino I had that had a weight block taken out of the side that you could probably have stuffed a fist into. Mind you, that ball was not technically legal when I bowled with it.
Yeah, I mean, but for me, I started out again trying to learn to throw what you were throwing, and I ended up going to a much more conservative down and in as my main shot because I could control it so much better.
Oh yeah.
But as we've seen when I tried to bowl a couple of months ago, the problem I have at the moment is I can't throw the ball hard enough to actually have it do a down and in. It's coming in too far. I'm hooking way too much because of speed on the ball.
Well, some of it's speed on the ball. Some of it is you're trying to throw my equipment.
That as well.
And the span difference, the fingers, the thumb, you don't have a proper grip on the ball. And again, we're older. We're not, we're not the same age as when we were bowling together in 97, 98.
Yeah.
And, when you physically, we just can't do the same things anymore.
Yeah.
And it happens. No matter how unhappy we are about it, it does happen. Why do I...
And my form is not what it used to be anymore. It's not terrible, but a lot of it has to do as well with weight. I'm keeping my elbow. It's not straight as it should be, and it's a little bit bent, which is also adding more hook.
Yeah. You're adding a little more lift and a little more rev to the ball, but you're not putting it where you need to. But like I said, we'll practice this weekend and add some changes, try some different equipment. Now, this was me practicing on the 28th. I want to say this was Wednesday morning. These were far from fresh lanes. A similar oil pattern.
Oh, no, it's pretty normal. You left a 10.
Hey, but I spared it.
Oh, it's a nice shot.
Yeah. I actually spared it using the Inferno. Let's see. Oh, in Brooklyn. Yeah, this was not a pretty practice session. It was not. I have had an issue with adjusting to the lane changes as the oil pattern breaks down. On a 44-foot pattern, the oil gets pushed down into the back ends, drying them up a little so your ball doesn't come back as hard. But it doesn't roll as far either, because the oil in the front has been pushed out to the back or pushed off to the side, making it a much more challenging shot for me. And I have not been able to find the line to adjust to it. And my third game, that was a heck of a hard angle. Same ring and 10-pin, though.
Mm-hmm. It even danced for you at the end there.
It did. Just gave a nice little jiggle at the end, like it was gonna fall, but then no.
No.
No. Yeah. I believe. Take a look here. The 28th? Oh yeah, no, I only tracked one of my games from that. I didn't write it down. I don't actually know what I scored. Something else that I find to be important. I am absolutely in love with the Pen Pal app. Can't say enough good things about it, allowing me to track games, what ball I used, if you have the information, the oil pattern, the house. Will just let you break down so much information to be able to review and go back and go, okay, this is what I need to work on. This is where I can improve. And honestly, it's fantastic. Ooh. That was a good one.
No.
And you know me. I hate bowling on the edge. It doesn't matter to me. In this house, this is a 16-lane house, so I don't care if it's 1, 2, 15, 16, or 1 and 2, 59 and 60. I hate being on the pair on the end. Easily my least favorite pair in a house.
that mental?
Absolutely. I mean, it's 100% mental. I don't find there to actually be any difference. You can have.
It's probably honestly a peripheral vision thing.
You can have weather and temperature changes that have effects on the lanes.
Yeah.
In an older bowling alley, most of these buildings are solid concrete brick.
Mm-hmm.
Not great. Most bowling alleys are older. And there's not a lot of insulation over there on that wall. Oh, that's an ugly one.
Yeah.
And as the temperature, I mean, come on, we are in Texas. So it's 105 outside. That wall starts to bake.
Hey, look, it knocked down the one that you left standing in the gutter.
Right. But it didn't knock down the others, and I didn't either.
Well, you got 2 of them. You went safe on it.
Didn't Meatloaf say 2 out of 3 ain't bad?
Somebody said it.
Doesn't apply here.
Hey, if you could hit 2 out of 3 baseball, or 2 out of 3 things in baseball, you're like the best ever. So
fair enough.
1 out of 3 is good.
Perspective is important.
Yeah. I bet you Shaquille O'Neal would like to have been able to hit 2 out of 3 free throws.
Based on his free throw numbers, he'd probably like to hit 1 out of 3.
I think he was around a 45%er. Come on now.
He wasn't bad. He wasn't good, but he wasn't bad. Words you don't want to say about somebody that's a paid professional. Mind you, he did make more in his career being okay at the free throw line than I'll ever see. So hard to criticize.
And he even had a thing coined after that too, Hack-a-Shack.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I gotta say the practice, and I wish when I was 16 through 2021, when I was, really at my peak competitive level in bowling at the time, I wish the technology we had today existed.
Yeah, it would have been a big help.
Being able to, I picked up my tripod off of Amazon for, oh, hey, bud. All right. You want some attention? I'll pet the cat. I picked up my tripod off of Amazon with a Bluetooth remote for $35.
Man.
I mean, yeah, I'm fully able to just push a button and start and stop the camera. And yeah, that's a good kitty.
Now, the one thing I did like about when we bowled was you had the 50 and 70 cent nights.
Yeah, being able to bowl for 50 cents. Now, you and I have talked about this with the fall of AMF because of some of the worst business decisions I think I've ever seen in my life. On the level of, Blockbuster and some of those other companies. That, the price of bowling has really started to go back down in most bowling alleys.
Mm-hmm.
I think as a league bowler, I believe I pay $1.50 a game here.
I think it was like around $1.35 a game when we were, it was $1 a game, wasn't it, back in the day? For league?
Yeah. Yep, as a league bowler, used to pay $1 a game. So, I mean, to pay $1.50 a game and nearly 20 years later, that's a hell of a great inflation rate.
But the equipment, I was actually really surprised with the price on equipment.
Yeah. Yeah, I picked up Let's see. What did I pay for that? Let's take a quick look here. So I picked up my Jackal drilled out the door. I paid $160.
Yeah.
The current retail cost for the ball itself is $160. So I mean, I got the ball and drilled at cost for that one.
Mm-hmm.
The Pyramid Blood Moon right now is selling for, I believe, about $120. Yep. It's on sale on bowlingball.com. Shameless plug, by the way. They are fantastically priced if you're looking for bowling equipment. Yeah.
Simple
MSRP
name, cheap prices. Bowlingball.com.
MSRP is $229. Listed at $165. On sale, $114.99. And I picked mine up drilled with the thumb slug finger inserts done. 110, 115. There's a whole lot of balls out there nowadays that are just really, really well priced. And you have to actually get into some of the higher end equipment to break 150.
Yeah, but that's the thing is I remember, what was it? That double helix back in the day, that was like
350,
400.
Yep, that quantum, the quantum double helix red and blue was almost a $400 ball retail brand new.
Yeah.
And let's see, there was,
I think even that purple quantum new was what, $250.
mm-hmm. Yeah, quantum was outrageously priced. I mean, they were well overpriced. Unfortunately for me, I fell in love after I picked up my first one, and it just did anything and everything I needed it to do.
Yeah,
I could throw that at everything. So
that's the same way I felt about my zone back in the day. That black zone I had, I could do anything I wanted with it.
Well, and zone is still around. Storm is still around. Hammer, and I hated Hammer. I did. I just did not like their equipment. Rhino is still around. Mind you, they're a Brunswick ball now. I mean, let's see. There's a purple Rhino. Check that out. Doesn't look like a half bad ball. Listed as, yeah, it's a polished finish, medium dry lane condition. Ooh, high gloss shine on that thing. Symmetrical core, solid reactive cover stock. Overall, I'd say that's actually a pretty decent ball, and the current retail is $90. You're going to pay a pro shop $35 to $50 to drill, put your thumb slug in, drill out the thumb slug for you, put the finger inserts in. So all around, 140-ish for the ball. I will say the one place that cost have not changed is shoes. My Dexter SST8s are still the same $160 they were 20 years ago.
So actually, they're cheaper due to inflation.
Yeah. Well, here you go. Dexter SST, the new Dexter 9 is retailing at $183 to $190.
Hmm.
You know, the last pair of shoes I paid that much money for, when I wore a hole in the sole, Shelley's of London was happy to have me send them in, where they resold my shoes by hand. Say what you want about Doc Martin, but they make a quality product and they back it up. It's worth the price.
I thought you were going to say high school and some Nikes.
Ooh. No. No. Ooh, hey, that's a 6-ball bag. Because, you know, if I can carry 6 balls, that means I need 6 balls.
Trying to throw out your back again?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. I actually will never carry that many on me. You know, I never carry any more than 3. You know, you don't want to rely on the equipment. It's always been a personal view of mine that you don't want to get overly reliant on your equipment. You need to be able to adjust, whether you move forward, back, left, right, adjustments to the wrist, adjustments to the hand, the arm, the swing, the stance. There's so many adjustments you can make to make your ball do what you want. You definitely want a dry lane ball.
Yeah.
There's only so much you can take off a ball. You definitely want something for heavy oil, because try as much as I did and have and will continue to do, there's only so many revs you can put on the ball.
Could always slow down a little bit.
Shut your mouth.
That's blasphemous right there to him.
We throw a nice, consistent 16 and a half miles an hour. Keep that steady.
I'm shooting for 12.
Hey, you know. Hey, Robbie, appreciate that, man. Yeah, you never know. There is no one right way to bolt. There are a million wrong ways, but that doesn't mean there's one right way. What works for one person doesn't necessarily work for another. And, you know, there's plenty of people out there throwing different shots. I mean, a lot of them that throw very different shots. And have done so, you know, for a long time and very consistently.
Yep.
Let's see. This will personally always be one of my favorites. Let me get that queued up real quick. Share. There we go. This has always been one of my favorites. And he did finally retire off the active PBA tour this year.
That's sad.
He moved to the PBA 50. He moved to the PBA 50. You know, after going pro in 1983. I mean, he's an impressive man. And, you know, his release is very simple.
Yep.
He doesn't crank the ball. He lets it go nice and smooth. He always has. And, you know, he just does it time and time and time and time again. And the man has 40 PBA wins. And keeps that elbow nice and straight on the backswing, doesn't bring it up too far. And just flips right off his fingers. And he doesn't sling that ball excessively far out. It's not super late, and you can see it starting to break right about now. Mind you, he also went a little high in on the angle, nearly left that 9-pin standing.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I've always liked to watch him bowl, and the pro-ams I remember bowling against him, just the nicest guy. Just the nicest guy out there. Loves what he does. And you have, let's see. Now, Chris Barnes puts a bit more into it, and that wrist is just cocked to release. But you can see on his swing where he opens it up a little bit, and then he just snaps through that ball.
Full body motion right there.
Oh, it is. And, you know, you'd think with where that ball hit the lane, there's no way it was getting over to the right-hand side of the lane to hit the pocket. But he just does it time and time again. And that's where, again, practice and practice and practice. And knowing how to make the adjustments. Because, I mean, if you look at this one, this is a completely different line, but everything else about that shot is identical.
Well,
I mean, look at where he placed that ball. About 2 boards out of the second arrow. Right through the pocket. And he just drove that ball right into it. And it does the same thing here. Mind you, that one he puts directly over that second arrow. I mean, directly over.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, it does. It takes practice. A lot of work. But we never, ever failed to have fun. I love the content. Oh. Oh, that's a fun one. All right. It's getting late because, as you said, we're old.
Oh, yeah.
We will... I've got some other videos to compile. We're going to put together some stuff, and I will see you Saturday night.
Sounds good.
I swear I won't make a video mocking your practice.
Oh, that'll be a good reaction.
I wonder if Radical would
Look
let
at
me
this idiot.
borrow the... I want the facepalm cannon.
Oh, God.
It's all good, man. You have a good night.
You too.